Buying or selling Mike McDaniel's long-term success with the Dolphins?
I am reluctantly buying it. Okay. He comes from a great system.
Mm-hmm.
He's super bright. The players love him. Now he looks a little like the IT guy at work, whatever. But they have literally gone all in on offense. Look at their players. Mike Gesicki, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, upgraded running backs. I don't love the quarterback. So anytime a coach takes a job and I don't love the quarterback, it's usually a sell. But he's so bright. He's so liked. He comes from a great, like a McVay-like system. All McVay's coaches are working. These offensive guys, Andy Reid's coaches mostly work. I think it's going to work. I just don't know long-term if Tua's the right guy, but I'm going to give him a buy.
Are you buying or selling Matt Eberflus's long-term success with the Bears?
I got to sell it. So you give me, first of all, historically, a little bit of a tire fire as an organization. They can't get the quarterback right. So I like my young quarterback to get an offensive coach. He got a defensive coach who's never been a head coach. I don't love their roster. They let go of not only Khalil Mack, but Allen Robinson. So now they have Darnell Mooney is the only receiver I like, increasingly in a weapons league. So what is the league right now? Quarterbacks, weapons, pass rush. Khalil Mack gone, don't have weapons, defensive coach with a quarterback. My gut feeling is 4 years from now, we're looking at another quarterback.
Are you buying or selling Doug Peterson's success with Jacksonville?
Okay, so I'm buying it because Urban was such a disaster.
Yes.
They're going to give him a longer runway.
Yes.
I mean, they don't have any stability in this franchise. So, Joe, I think they're going to say, listen, we're just going to give this thing 4 years. Now, I do think they spent a ton of money on receivers. Trevor Lawrence is absolutely great. They went and got Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Darius Williams, a corner from the Rams. So they spent a fortune. So they're going to be a better team, and it's a wonky division. They also have 12 picks. So Doug is inheriting. It's a rebuild, but there's talent here now. And increasingly, there's some really nice talent on the offensive side. And because of the instability, they're going to give him a long runway, so I'm going to buy it.
Are you buying or selling Lovie Smith's long-term success with the Texans?
Well, he was in Illinois for 5 years, no winning seasons. I'm going to sell it just because he hasn't won enough. He's older. You know, they have the worst offense in the league. They've got picks, but they don't have any firepower. Jacksonville went and bought a bunch of firepower and picks. Here, I got some picks, but I don't have any firepower, and I really don't know about Davis Mills. He could be fine. He's not Trevor Lawrence. So there's just not a lot of talent here. They're not I know this. They're not the Colts, and they're not the Titans. So the argument is, are they the third best team? And also, the ownership here, I don't like it. I don't like the ownership here.
Josh McDaniels with the Raiders.
I think it's going to work. I'm buying it. Joy, I like the quarterback. I like the running back. I like the tight end. I like the left tackle. And I like the slot receiver. And I like Devontae Adams. By the way, Belichick's first job didn't work either. There's too much offensive talent here. And as we watch all these quarterbacks get their way, Derek Carr's going to get a new contract, so he's going to be happy. Mm-hmm. I know the division's tough. We got to get over that. Matt Stafford went to a way tougher division and won the Super Bowl. It's all about, do you have the weapons? You got to play these teams anyway. I can argue it's better coming from a tough division like the Rams because you're hardened by it. By the time you get out of your division, everything feels like a layup. I think it's going to work. I think he's going to win a lot of games, and he's going to be there for 5 or 6 years.
Dennis Allen with the Saints.
I don't like it. So the first time around, it was really bad. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a lot of playmakers for a year. Folks, I am very reluctant in 2022 with a defensive coach to begin with, but a defensive coach without an elite quarterback. I think now the organization will be patient, but they won't be as patient as Jacksonville because Jacksonville's been a fire. So they're going to create stability. The Saints have had stability. They've had all sorts of stability with Shane. They're not going to sit around after 2 years if this doesn't work. They'll move off this thing in a heartbeat if it doesn't work because they've had great stability for 10 years. So, they may move quick here in 2 years if it doesn't work.
Are you buying or selling Nathaniel Hackett's long-term success with the Broncos?
Total buy. First of all, I think George Payton is a great GM. Russell's a great quarterback. They've got great weapons. And I trust, now they don't have an ownership group yet, but I really like the GM and the quarterback and the weapons. We've been talking about this now. I just think this is a roster. This is Tampa before Tom arrived. It's ready to win and win big, and it's ready to win right now. They don't have a lot of needs. Quarterback, maybe right tackle. I mean, the right side of their O-line, I don't have it in front of me. They don't have a lot of needs. Two good corners. They went and got Randy Gregory, DJ Jones. This roster is ready to win a Super Bowl now.
Brian Daboll with the Giants.
Boy, I like him. Here's my takeaway. I'm going to give it a bye for this reason. Everybody in the organization is going to figure out in 1 year the quarterback's not the right guy.
Right.
The good news is they're going to be bad this year and have a top 6 or 7 pick, and it's going to be a good quarterback draft. And I watched him take Josh Allen and refine him and sandpaper him. So Brian Daboll is going to be limited on what he can do with DJ. He's going to be told, so it's going to be an ugly year, but they're going to win 6 games. They're going to have a top 10 pick, and they're going to go get a quarterback. And my takeaway, Brian has a sense of quarterbacks. He can refine quarterbacks, but it's not going to work until year 3. So this isn't going to work. The rookie quarterback's going to take his lumps. Right. And in year 3, he'll be fighting for his life in New York. If they're patient and give him year 4, it'll work.
Yeah, I don't doubt Daboll. It's the rest of it. Kevin O'Connell with the Vikings.
A strong yes. I'm buying this. They call him the tall Sean McVay. This division, they have by far and away the best skill people. Kirk Cousins, Irv Smith, the tight end, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and a capable. They also have arguably now the best pass rush going and getting Zadarius Smith with Hunter. And you can bang on Kirk Cousins all you want. He's one of 2 quarterbacks last 3 years with a passer rating over 100. You don't have to like him. The Vikings, you start looking at that division and the weapons, they have the best players in that division. And I'm not sure it's that close on the offensive side.
Todd Bowles with the Buccaneers.
Breaks my heart. He's a great guy. Long term?
Well, how are we defining long term?
Long term is
if Brady plays for another 3 years.
Okay, then long term to me is your contract. 4-year contract. Is he here in 4 years? If Tom retires after 2, I'd probably do a sell. It's a defensive coach.
You're going to lose Leftwich once Brady retires.
Okay, yeah. Byron's, you got 1 more year, him.
Right.
He's leaving. And if he leaves and Tom loses in the playoffs, I think Tom could easily say, hey, I gave it another run. Byron gets a head coaching job. He will. I don't know. He is 10 years ago, the league was his ally. Today, the league's moving away from kind of reticent, quiet, conservative.
What if they win a Super Bowl?
Well, that gives them another year or 2 on the contract. That's a different story. So that's why I say the 2 tough ones are Brian Daboll and Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Those are the hard ones because I think Todd could have big success early, but Tommy leaves late, they're in trouble. Daboll's going to have no success early, but I do think they're going to draft another quarterback next year, and Daboll will be a great coach for that.
Yeah, I think Daboll is actually like 4 years from now.
I should have created a buy, sell, and a hold. With Bowles and Daboll, let me